So I'm having a pretty depressing day. I'm just like really frustrated because my health just really is just compromised, and I'm gonna try to get this marine out tomorrow, so hopefully that will start to level out my hormones and make it so that my body can kind of get back into like some kind of groove. But right now it just sucks because it's like I just have to like lay around all day. Like I just for the most part try to keep like my neck and my head really supported because that seems to help for the most part, but this round of seizures has been kind of like very intense and also a little different than the other ones, and just the level of intensity and how long they were lasting. I have to just kind of let my body do its thing. I took off Saturday from work, which is again more money out of my pocket, which sucks. I took off Monday too, but I switched my hair appointment, so I'm gonna hopefully get my hair done on Monday instead so that I can just like have like something to do and feel like I can get out of the house a little bit, and hopefully like, because when you spend like so long sitting in the house, like to go back into like a work environment like mine, it just kind of feels like I get hit by a ton of bricks. Like I love my job, but it's just like a lot of energy that it takes, and you know, people know that this has happened not only at work but like my clients and my friends, and it's just gonna be a lot of like explaining like what's happening and everything. I know people care, and like the outreach has been amazing. It just sometimes is like frustrating because I'm like, why is this my journey? Like why is this my path? But I don't know, like God gave this path to me, and I'm hoping that if I share this, I can, you know, help other people. And I feel like I already kind of have by like just kind of talking to my clients about it and stuff. And I think it's, you know, nice to find a community, but it doesn't take away from the fact that like having a chronic illness and then taking medications with like crazy side effects like sucks. Like, and then being debilitated and not being able to work, which means you might not be able to like pay your rent because of it. Like there's just a lot of factors that just make it so freaking annoying and frustrating. But today I only had like one really small seizure kind of in like the morning, like a couple hours after I woke up, and I've just been like literally laying around resting for the day. So for the most part I think like I'm like fine right now, but you never know, because I thought I was fine on Tuesday when I was working, and then it happened. So tomorrow's gonna suck. It's gonna be a little annoying, and it's gonna be, you know, a lot on my body to readjust itself, but there's nothing else I can really do other than just try the next thing. So to be continued. So I woke up this morning, I have therapy at like 10, and then I have to go immediately to the OBGYN. It's not far, but then I'm getting my marina removed this morning, and my friend is gonna meet me there, my friend Ali, and hopefully it'll be fine. One of my friends who has gotten this done before, she said it really wasn't that bad, so I'm hoping for the same like thing to happen to me. But this is just like the next like necessary step, and it sucks because like I don't know, it's just like I don't really know what's like gonna happen now. It's fine, I don't know, it's just like really stressful because I have to like miss work like this weekend and everything, so hoping that I'll be able to be back to normal soon. Who knows? Okay, so I did it. I got the Mirena IUD removed, I went this morning to the OBGYN. I've only seen them one time. I just like knew that this was like the right decision for me because I did not feel like I had any other choice or any other answers, or even like nobody said that, you know, they even saw the seizures on any kind of graph or chart or test or anything that we've ever taken. And I just like could feel this in my body, and like it only made sense because when I took the hormone last year and like got off of it, this is when the seizures started. So even though it might not be like the typical thing that a lot of people experience, it was my experience of, you know, having seizures. And I was just looking it up with my friend Allie, and it was like toxic shock syndrome, which is what I was saying. I was like, I feel like it's like toxic shock syndrome from the Mirena. Like, you know, it felt like just something was wrong, and that's actually a real symptom. That's something that can actually happen to people. And even though it might be a low chance that you get seizures being on a birth control, I was one of them. They weren't the same as like an epileptic seizure. They were caused by my fight or flight being in such a high state of overdrive that then it shuts the other part of my brain that controls my motor skills. It shuts that down completely. So there's a lot of people out there who I'm sure have gone through the same thing, and it's really, really frustrating when you're getting no answers, you're spending all this money, you're missing work, like nobody can like help you or like even give you like any sort of reason of why this is happening. So in that context, I say to really like trust yourself. Like, yes, you can talk to your doctors, but like when they're not giving you any answers or any hope, you have to like do the obvious. And most of the time, people, especially women, really, really know what that obvious answer is. And there's been such a hard stigma in the medical world where we are just not listened to. And we are told that our pain is not real, or it's this, or it's that. And it's very frustrating. I mean, just now getting this Mirena IUD removed, the doctor told me, he asked me if I wanted to have babies. I said no, and at least I don't want to birth them myself. And he was like, well, women can get relief from getting pregnant, and they won't have any endo pain when they're pregnant and when they're breastfeeding. He's like, you know, we can't give you the medical advice to tell you to have a baby. I'm like, what? Like what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, thank you for that information, but like, no, like I'm not gonna have a baby just so that like I don't have pain for a year and a half. I'm like, I'll just have another surgery at that point if that's the route that I want to take for another year and a half pain free. I was like, yeah, everybody tells me the same thing. It's getting your uterus removed or taking a pill to make you go into menopause or hormone therapy. Like, these are the only options that endo patients are given right now, and it's really, really sad. It's so hopeless feeling at moments because you try it and it might work for a little and then it doesn't work anymore. And that's just essentially the case that happened with me, is where the Mirena worked for a year and a half after the surgery, and then, you know, I got in chronic pain again last year, and then I started having, you know, literal seizures and horrible, you know, suicidal thoughts. And literally, like, I have never in my life felt like truly like suicidal like this. Like, they put me on this hormone and I was like, I wasn't okay, but I was like, I think I'm fine. I was trying to just be okay. And like, my body was literally like, walk in front of traffic, like kill yourself, like jump in front of the train. Like, my brain chemistry was truly like telling me to do this stuff. And I had to fight so hard for so many months to get out of, you know, that state of mind. And I did it. You know, it's not an impossible thing, but it was very real and very hard to experience this. And you know, when nobody's in your corner and people are just thinking you're making it up, or you're just, I don't know, like crazy, or you can control it, or, you know, and then you're like, yeah, maybe I can control it. You're like, don't even know like who you are anymore. It's just, it's brutal. I just feel that it's really important to get my experience and this information out into the world, because there are a lot of women that are suffering right now, and they could be in the same boat as me, or, you know, have similar symptoms, and nobody is listening to them. And I just think it's very important to speak, you know, your truth. And it's important that women know that they're not alone and they're not crazy if they're experiencing these symptoms. Like, if you are having seizures and they're not coming up on the tests and you are truly battling this, you're not crazy. You're not alone. It's a medication that they're giving you. I don't know. It's just a lot of levels and a lot of layers of like frustration and confusion, and just like not really knowing what the right decision or choice is. And with that, you really have to just sometimes look inside and trust yourself and know that the decision you're about to make is the right one. I got off my Mirena, and I do not see myself getting on any more hormones at all in the future. I don't think that there'll ever really be a time in my life where I feel like that is gonna be like the right decision for me again. And that sucks, because it feels like it's such an easy option and it's so accessible, but it just was not the right one for me. And right now, physically, I'm feeling like a little crampy, but like honestly like relief. Like, I could feel that damn Mirena in me the whole time I had it in, and now that it's out, I really am happy. And I feel like, you know, my body's gonna go through the waves and the motions and having to re-regulate itself, but I definitely know that this was like a good choice for me. If anybody watching this, you know, is going through something similar, please, you know, comment, share your story. I love to talk to people in the endo community, and, you know, just women who have battled something similar to this in general. I think it's very important that we, you know, listen to each other and hear each other's stories so that we can bounce off of one another and really just be a community, and just know that you're not alone and other people have gone through it. And even if your story is not exactly my story, you are still heard and you have power in this. You really do. Just a step at a time, a day at a time. That's all we have, is to control this exact moment that you're in and just to go from there. So thanks for listening to my crazy journey, and this is only the beginning, I'm sure. So I just did my hair, and I slept like all day yesterday. I like literally got home from the appointment and like ate a little bit and hung out with Allie for a minute, and then like I just napped for like 4 hours. And then this morning, same, like I went to bed, and then like I woke up today at like 11. I'm not feeling like horrible. I'm just not feeling wonderful and alive. I feel like my brain is starting to kind of like sift itself out a little bit. I feel like that's such a weird description, but I don't know if my brain was like swollen or something, but it was really just like an overdrive, like da-da-da-da-da-da, like all the time. Like I couldn't like sleep right. Oh, like getting it out really, I've been sleeping like so much. I also like haven't had to like get up and go to work and stuff, so that's been nice. I can just like relax. And like the cramping is like light, but it's like my body, I feel like it's just kind of getting used to the Mirena not being there anymore. My friends are doing a picnic in Central Park, so I really feel like I'm gonna try to venture and like do that and just like have some snacks and like be outside, because if I stay inside like another full day, like I just don't think that's good for my mental health either. and like I need to like make sure I'm like moving and stuff, and you know, able to like go to work next week and just trying to get everything moving. So I am praying like that is good, and then I have like a good day. But yeah, we will see what happens.